I may throw up on you.
I think these things are pretty safe.
Don't pander to me, kid. One tiny crack in the hull and our blood boils in 13 seconds.
So finding actors who could make it their own and sort of take the spirit of what was, created almost half a century ago and make it feel relevant for today was the key. And we found this great group of actors.
Well, no, that doesn't frustrate you, does it? My lack of cooperation. That doesn't make you angry.
Are you a member of Starfleet?
Yes. Can I get a towel?
Under penalty of court-martial, I order you to explain to me how you were able to beam aboard this ship while moving at warp.
Well,
Don't answer him.
There are so many personality traits about Spock that are really inextricable from people's understanding of him, so I had to work within an already established and even narrower framework than some of the other cast members did, but I had Leonard as a resource, and JJ was such a champion of the idea that we would use the foundation of what came before us as a point of departure.
The trick in the movie was we actually had Leonard Nimoy playing Spock, so we needed a Spock that could look like him to some degree, but I never wanted anyone to feel like they were doing an impersonation of the original actors.
I think early on, we didn't feel like any of the characters had to look like they're the original actors, with the exception of
Well,
Spock.
Zach looks.
Yes, he is strangely
uncanny.
a spitting image of Leonard.
And the resemblance, by the way, uncanny. Like, it's crazy.
It's kind of crazy.
Well, Zach walked in and I gasped. I was like, I couldn't believe it. It was, okay, Spock. And then Chris was the last guy we cast, and it was just, we looked like crazy.
It was scary.
Yeah. Because we had sets that were built, people had wardrobe fittings. We're like, no,
And we
Captain.
did not have
no
Kirk.
Captain.
Yeah.
And then Chris walked in. He was like funny and confident and smart and had a great sense of humor, and just had all the fixins.
So, you're a cadet, you're studying, what's your focus?
Xenolinguistics. You have no idea what that means.
Study of alien languages, morphology, phonology, syntax. Means you've got a talented tongue.
But you watch Chris bring this charm to this character who has fun, you want to hang out with him, and then he gets dramatic when he needs to. And then at the end, he has this beautiful nuance. And this is where I had to ask him, like, okay, whose idea was this? You? Was it JJ? And it wasn't an accident. I know it wasn't an accident because I was just dissecting it. And he has this beautiful air of just a young Shatner getting ready to be captain.
Chris was the one, I think, most in danger of walking into a part that felt like he was doing a cartoon character. And it was weird because we saw actors who were very good at playing kind of the rebel, and we saw actors who were very good at playing kind of the tech dialogue captain stuff, but no one actor came in and did both well. And when Chris came in, you felt that he was both a rebel and capable of captaining the Enterprise, and that was amazing, actually. And the minute we saw it, we were like, that's it.
He's got a wonderful kind of joie de vivre, a kind of cocky attitude that works very, very well for the character that Bill Shatner created. I think he's excellent.
It's Jim Kirk. If you don't tell me your name, I'm gonna have to make one up.
It's Uhura.
Did you get to meet the original Uhura?
I did. And that was an experience in itself. I was so nervous to meet her, and JJ brought her to the set, and she became this open book. It was just ask away, and I started asking all these questions about what it felt for her to, from the casting process to 40 years later, and what it did to her life, the impact that it had on her life.
Well, I think that you made her very proud. You were great in this movie.
They're all excellent. Zoe Saldana is wonderful, and Carl Urban, and John Cho, and Anton Yelchin, Simon Pegg. They're wonderful. All of them are wonderful. I was very touched by their performance.